everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy. In today's video, we are going to practice how to write the animals in Chinese. Now let's get your 田字格 ready and the pens ready. The very first words we are going to learn today is 犬. The 犬 means dog. So you might be wondering, isn't it the words for dog is 狗? Then what happened here? Like, why do we learn the 犬? Well, I will explain that later, very soon. But first of all, let's try to write the 犬. Just a da with one more dot, right? Okay. History about the 犬. It's the dog in ancient Chinese. So which means in ancient Chinese, when they talk about the dog, they use 犬. 狗 is more common in modern Chinese. And so why are we learning 犬 here? This is an evolution of the words for 犬. Okay, so technically it's evolved from a picture of a dog. After thousands years of evolution, the 犬 become the radical like this. This is the animal radical. This is a complete hanzi, but to make it a radical, it has to squeeze in the box. It has to be more skinny, so there will be the other part squeeze in the box. But this animal radical only refers to a certain type of animals. To be more specific, it usually refers to canine animals. Here is the definition of what are the canine animals are. You can see these animal radicals in the hanzi, like 狗. This radical, we got it, right? Okay, so let's try to write the 狗. We have the left, right structure. The left, 1, 2, 3. And then 4, 5. There's something that you might think is a little bit difficult is this stroke. It goes 1, and then you go cursive, and then a hook. This stroke should be cursive, like this. Okay, so let's try to write the 狗 one more time. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. And the next word, 猫, cat. Also, we got this animal radical, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think I've mentioned it before in my previous video, but I still want to talk about it one more time. All right, so we have on the left, we have the animal radical, and on the right, the top right part, we have the grass radical, and on the right bottom, we have, this is the field, right? So we have a made-up story, okay? So we have the animal likes to play in the grass and in the field, so that would be the cat. Now let's try to write the 猫 one more time. Got. Okay, and then Very good. But wait a second. You're saying the animal likes to play in the grass and the field. That's cat. But the dog likes to play in the grass and field as well. But you didn't talk much about the dog. To be honest, I did some research and I couldn't find a very good story to explain the words go. But as usual, I made up a story. Okay? So now here's my made up story to help you to remember the words go. Okay, so the go on the left, pretty obvious. We have the animal radical. And on the right part, just imagine on the right, this is like a yard, right? Just imagine this as a garden. And then in the garden, there is a table, right? So there is a table that people would like to sit there and eat. Garden. And inside is a table. And there's an animal sit by the table. So just think about it. If you have a dog, when you're eating, your dog will come to you and your dog will sit by you, right? Maybe looking for some good things to eat. This is my made up story. I hope it helps. Move on to the next hanzi with the animal radical, which is 猪 pig. Okay, so still it's a left-right structure. And we will start from the left. And then the right. Now let's take a good look at the hanzi, 猪. And on the left, obviously, on the left, it's a animal radical. And on the right, this one. So this is 者. 者 is the sound radical. Oh, radical of the 猪, because this is 猪. So somehow it brings half of the sound to the 猪. Okay, so this is the modern way to write the pig, 猪. But I want to talk a little bit more about the ancient Chinese way to write the 猪, which is look like this. Here is a picture of the evolution of the hanzi. So simply put that, this is the ancient way to write the 猪, and this is the modern way. Modern. How do we spell modern? Sorry. Modern. Okay, so now why do you bring this up? Obviously, after years of evolution, this has turned into this. But these hanzi still play a very important role in modern Chinese, like the words that we learned before. Home, 家. Jia is home. So the 家 is basically like a rooftop. In the rooftop, there is a pig. Pig under the rooftop. Okay, so why the pig under the rooftop make the home? Pig plays a very important role in everyday's life, right? pig is one of the most important source of meat, and not only in modern days, but also in ancient times, right? In ancient China, raising a pig at home is a very important way to support the family, to provide meat for the family. Okay, so it's not necessary to have the pig to live with the people in the same house. It could be the family having a farm and the pig live in the farm, and the family also have a house in the farm. It's somehow like the pig and the people live together in the farm, and they make a home. Yep, that's a little bit story of the character 家. Move on to the next animal. 牛, ox. Okay, it seems like it's pretty easy one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Let's try to write it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. 牛 is a very, very old hanzi. Here is a picture of the evolution of the hanzi, 牛. There's one thing that you need to pay attention to is that the 牛, this stroke, like this vertical stroke, go across the horizontal stroke. Okay, so here is a cross. And there is another hanzi look quite similar to the 牛, which is the 五. Which means noon. We talk about it in the greeting word video. In the 五, the vertical stroke, it won't reach out to the top, right? There is no cross. This is more like a T. And 牛, it cross. So this is just something that you need to pay attention to. All right, so now let's try to write the 牛 one more time. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and as for the 五, let's try to write it. 1, 2, 3, 4. See the difference? Okay, so the 牛 means the ox. It could also mean cow, but to be more specific, the cow should be 奶牛. 奶牛. Okay, so let's take a look at the 奶. This is how we write the 奶. On the left part, this is the female radical. Female radical, and then a very big stroke. Okay, we goes yes, a very big stroke. On the left, this is the female radical. And on the right part is this one. This is 奶. Oh, right. So this is 奶 too. So it brings the sound to the 奶. So obviously this is the sound radical. The 奶itself, it could mean milk, and also it means breast. You know, the milk come from the breast, right? So we have 奶牛, is like the milk ox. Like the ox that could make the milk is the cow, right? So how do we write cow? Let's try to write it here. So we have 奶, very big stroke. 牛. So 奶牛 is the cow. Okay, now we have something very interesting. How about we switch them? Like we swap the nai to the new to the nai. Oh, so that would be new nai. Okay, new nai. So that would means the milk. To be very specific, it's the milk from the cow. All right. So nai niu is the cow. Niu nai is the milk. Move on to the next word. Yang, goat or sheep. So from the top to the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. There's one thing that you need to pay attention to is the 3 stroke, 1, 2, 3 here. They are not the same length. So this one is medium, this one is short, and this one is long. I'll write it one more time. So we got 1, 2, and then this is medium, and then short, and then long. Here is a picture of the evolution of the hanzi, yang. So this hanzi is technically evolved from the picture of a goat. All right, so now let's try to write it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So maybe some of you might notice that the symbol of RMB is like this. So this is the symbol of RMB, the Chinese currency. Is there any connection between these two? And I did do some research myself, and it turns out it's not much connection between these two. So yeah, they look alike, but there's nothing like these two. They're not really related. Move on to the next hanzi, 鱼, fish. We write from the top to the bottom. So now I'm showing you a picture of the evolution of the hanzi, 鱼. So now let's try to write the 鱼 one more time. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. Move on to the next character. 鸟, bird. So let's try to write it from the top to the bottom. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then 5 is a big stroke. And then last one. Just like the many other characters I mentioned in this video, the niao is also characters that evolved from the pictures. So here is a picture of the evolution of the hanzi niao. Alright, so now let's try to write the niao one more time. Only one thing that you need to pay attention to is this really big stroke. So it goes from here to here like this. So it's a pretty big stroke. Now let's try to write it one more time. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. As long as you learn how to write the character niao, it's pretty easy for you to write the next character, which is ji, chicken. So the niao is in the right part of the character ji, right? We just need to add an extra part on the left. Okay, so now let's start from the left. And then the right part, copy the niao here. Very good. Story time. On the left, this. So in ancient Chinese, this could mean hand. In ancient Chinese, this is hand, and this is niao, obviously. This is the bird. Okay. This on the right, this is the bird. My made-up story. It's not proved by the history, but I think it kind of makes sense. So I would like to share my made-up story. So you have hand on the left and bird on the right. There is a bird or a bird-like animal that you can use your hands to catch. So you have the hand. You can use your hand to catch the bird or the bird-shaped animal, bird-like animal. So that would be the chicken. Yeah, that's my made-up story. Okay, so now let's try to write the ji one more time from the left to the right. Very good. Move on to the last characters that we are going to practice today. That would be ya, duck. This is niao on the right, just like the ji, right? So the ji, we have this part on the left, and the ya, we have this part on the left. That's the difference. All right? So now let's try to write the ya. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. So it's ya. Okay, so we already knew that on the right part, this is the bird. But on the left, this part, it has it's 甲, so it's a sound radical for the ya, because this is ya. So the 甲 give the sound to the ya, like it gives the a sound to the ya. To make it easier for you to remember, you can remember this 1, 2, 3 together because they share a same part. They share the niao part. So you might notice that in today's video, there's a lot of hanzi. They are all evolved from the picture. That's true. The very first batch of Chinese hanzi, they are all evolved from the picture because people trying to describe what they see, so they just draw it like a picture. So somehow, after thousands of years of evolution, those pictures turn into hanzi. And the very first script of hanzi is the oracle script. The oracle script is 甲骨文. So 甲骨文, it means the language and the character that's on the shell and bones. 甲骨文. Alright, so that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Mandy, and I will see you in the next video.